you find yourself struggling to write lyrics? Well, the solution might be easier than you think. You might have a great idea, a strong hook, a great melody, but unless you know what you're writing about, coming up with lyrics can be painful. Lyric writing can be broken down into two categories: what you want to say and how you want to say it. And luckily, Hollywood has figured this out a long time ago. They've streamlined the process of grabbing the audience by the cojones and taking them on a roller coaster ride of emotions. They do this by using strong storytelling. So what are the basic ingredients of a good story? There's character, desire, and conflict. And that's it. Who is the story about? What they want, and why can't they have it? So next time you're struggling to write lyrics, try brainstorming with these questions to bring your idea into focus and to generate more lyric material. Who is singing the song? This is answering the question who the story is about, and most often the answer is going to be me or you. This can seem like a no-brainer, but it's often worth digging into a bit more and asking, what version of me is it? Things can start to get interesting if we exaggerate certain aspects of our character and the thoughts they have. If we're talking about a breakup, don't just be sad, be devastated.
Shot through heart and you're to blame.
Or defiant.
I will survive.
Totally obsessed.
I'll be watching you.
If we're talking about feeling good, don't just be happy, be like... In Taylor Swift's Blank Space, she based the song's character on how she was being portrayed in the media.
You know, the media has kind of had a field day talking about what they think my personal life is like. They've drawn up like this fictitious profile of like unstable, like completely clingy, needy, like nightmare.
Right.
I just thought of how incredibly complex and interesting that character actually is if it were a real girl, and what kind of song would she write?
The aspects of ourselves we want to exaggerate are often brought to light when we answer question 2. What does the character want? This is what sets everything in motion. We know who's singing the song, but why are they singing the song? Everything in the lyrics should be pointing to that why, which makes it great material for a song's chorus. Often you'll notice in a song, the character just flat out states what they want.
So want you back, yes I do now.
I want to break free.
I want to get away. That's what I want.
And all I want is love that lasts. Is all I want, too much to ask. When all I want is you.
And of course, there's more subtle ways to do that. In The Weeknd's Blinding Lights, he wants to get back with his ex. In Nirvana's In Bloom, he wants the audience to understand what the band actually stand for. In Blank Space, she wants to see how this one ends. And with The Man Who Sold the World, he wants to know who he is. He's searching for a part of himself beyond his self-serving ego.
I guess I wrote it because there was a part of myself that I was looking for. But that song for me always sort of exemplified kind of how you feel when you're young, where you know there's a piece of yourself that you haven't really put together yet. And you have this great searching, this great need to find out who you really are.
And getting clear about what the song's character wants often revolves around the answer to question 3. Why can't they have what they want? In movies, there's always obstacles and conflicts standing in the way of what the character wants. If there's no conflict, there's no drama, and there's nothing for the audience to care about. So what's getting in the way of what your character wants or needs? What's the reason all this is happening? Is it a person? Is it a situation? Or a set of circumstances? For example, within Bloom, it's the band's audience. With Blinding Lights, it's his ex not taking his calls. With Blank Space, it's our own emotional fragility. And with The Man Who Sold the World, it's realizing his ego is actually still alive.
I thought you died alone a long, long time ago.
A lot of the time, the conflict can be made clear by looking at question 4. What's the consequences of not getting what they want? This is another way of asking what's at stake. Or in other words, what are they afraid of losing? So it's why is this worth writing a song about? Why does it all matter? What's cool about this is that by tapping into our own fears, we're actually tapping into universal needs. And this is how we can write a lyric that's both personal and universal. We dig into our own personal truth so the audience can see their truth reflected in that. A useful tool for thinking about this is Maslow's hierarchy of needs. This is just a theory of motivation that says there are 5 categories of human needs that dictate an individual's behavior. Much of what we respond to emotionally grows out of the character's longings and fears and needs. For example, in Blinding Lights, he's afraid of never having love. Within Bloom, he's afraid of not being taken seriously as an artist. With The Man Who Sold the World, he's afraid of losing himself in his persona and never finding out who he really is. These needs dictate a person's behavior, and that helps us answer question 5. What are they going to do about it? This is really asking, what are they going to do to get what they want? For example, take the song Chandelier. That song's about trying to escape your current reality through self-medication. So what's she going to do to achieve that? She's going to swing from the chandelier like tomorrow doesn't exist. With Blank Space, she's going to
Find out what you want, be that girl for a month. Wait.
With The Man Who Sold the World, he's going to
roam for Dixieland. For years and years I roamed.
But not all songs are based on actions. Sometimes we're drawing conclusions about our life situations and circumstances. And in that case, we can ask, what conclusions have they come to? With Blank Space, she realizes there's really only 2 options when it comes to a relationship.
So it's gonna be forever, or it's gonna go down in flames.
The Man Who Sold the World, he realizes his ego is still alive and in many ways has been in control this whole time.
Oh no, not me, not him. I never lost control.
So like I said, lyrics are about what you want to say and how you want to say it. And how you want to say it comes down to details, adding the right details in the right way to get the listener to see and feel what you want them to. If you want to find out how to do that, watch this video next. And do yourself a favor, watch it to the end, because that video is linked to another video that shows you how to tie these 2 concepts together and structure your lyrics. Catch you next time.